Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for this next Tuesday album review for Season 7, Episode 10. And I hope you will enjoy this Tuesday album review tonight for Chevelle, Vena, Sera. So, this is their 2007 album. Got a chance to listen to for the 11 songs. I'm only reviewing the 11 songs. I'll review the deluxe edition tracks on a certain B-sides. Bloody Spies is what I'm going to review later on down the road in the next year or two from now. But yeah, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for the 11 songs on this Vena Sera album and let you know my thoughts on it as a whole. So let's dive into this album review, this Tuesday album review tonight. It starts with Anti-Saint, which I think is a very strong track. Pete's vocals sound very strong in this track. Sam's drumming is pretty strong. And overall, Dean's bass work is pretty solid too. So, I'm really digging this track. It is a very strong track. It's very enjoyable too. The verses are very strong. The pre-chorus is strong. So is the chorus coming in with a bang. So it's quite a banger of a track. 5 out of 5. Really enjoyed this track a lot. Brainiac is another strong one too. It's grown on me over time, and I really enjoyed this one too. So it's a 5 out of 5. It starts off with the verses being solid. Excuse my yawning in some of this video. I just gotta go to bed in a little bit. But other than that, Brainiac is a very strong track. I'd give it a 5 out of 5. Pete's vocals sound very strong in this, and his screaming potential is very good in this too. So, really enjoyed this track. 5 out of 5. Safer Waters is another strong track I enjoyed personally. I'd give this a 5 out of 5. Think the way Pete's singing, it sounds very strong in this, and Sam's drum work is very good. And overall, the track as a whole did very well for the execution. So, really enjoyed this. 5 out of 5. I like the verses, the chorus is the highlight on this track, and it's a great song. I like Pete's vocals in this track too. Really shine in this track. 5 out of 5. Well Enough Alone was one of the singles for the record, and a very strong single for sure. Really enjoyed this song from start to finish. I think Pete's singing potential with the screaming at the opening part where he screams sick, it's very good. And then when the verses come in, it does very well. And the drumming in this is pretty strong. So is the guitar work. And the chorus is the highlight on this track. I like the bridge part of the song. It's pretty cool. The atmosphere that it goes into with the melody. It switches up the melody at the bridge part of the song with some really strong moments with Pete's vocal range. And just the track was another strong track. So 5 out of 5. Straight Jacket Fashion is a very strong track. Really enjoyed this one too. It sounded good with the execution of the drumming, and guitar work did very well. Pete's vocals sounded very strong in this, so really enjoyed this one too. It's such a banger of a song. 5 out of 5. The Fad was one of the singles for the record, and a very strong song too. I mean, it starts off a little weird. With the video, it's kind of weird where it shows a lot of clowns in the video, but it overall did very well for the execution. And Pete's singing potential is pretty strong in this. The bridge is the highlight on this track. There's a lot of great songs on Vena Sera for sure. So 5 out of 5 for The Fad. It's a very strong track, and it does very well for the execution. Humanoid is another strong track that I personally enjoyed. The Wanna Face Today, Forever, Want to Crawl Out, Fade Up Next to Lazy, and It All Within. I really like that line and that whole chorus line and that song, Humanoid. It did very well for how it sounded. So this track rocks for sure, and Pete's singing potential is very strong in this. So 5 out of 5. Paint the Seconds is one of my favorites on this record, and I really enjoyed how the pre-chorus comes in with a bang, and the drumming is pretty strong in this. And this track did very well for the execution, so I was really enjoying this song. 5 out of 5. It is like kind of 3/4 of the way through the regular edition through the record, so it's a very strong track for how it sounds. 5 out of 5. Midnight to Midnight is another good song that I enjoyed. The drumming in this is very strong and from Sam, and overall with the execution of just Pete's vocal range did very well. So really enjoyed that aspect about this track. Very strong one, 5 out of 5. I Get It was another one of the singles for the record, and I believe this was probably the first single for the record, first or second. But overall, it did very well for the execution. It's a very strong track with Pete singing, and Sam's drumming in this was light drumming, but it did very well for the verses being light drum work. And then the chorus comes in crashing with the drum work, but it did very well for the execution, for the structure-wise of the song. 5 out of 5. And finally, the closing track, Saturdays, is my personal favorite song to end this record. I really enjoyed this track for how it sounded. And very strong track with the drumming. The guitar work is very good from Pete, and his singing vocals are very strong in this too. So, really enjoyed this. Great track, 5 out of 5. The closing track is a great song. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think this Tuesday album review for Season 7, Episode 10 is quite an excellent record. Vena, Sera will go down as one of my favorite Chevelle albums in their discography. Granted, they have a few albums that are hit or miss, but with this one, I really enjoyed it from start to finish. For 44 minutes, you're in for a lot of good heavy songs in this record, and really strong tracks for how they're structured and mixed well and produced. And overall, with the instrumentation throughout this record is very strong. And Pete's singing potential is very good in this record. So I really enjoyed this record from start to finish. And if I were to give Vena Sera by Chevelle a score, giving it a perfect score of a 10 out of 10. A really great record. Definitely rocks. Highly recommend you guys check this release out for their 2007 album, Vena Sera. Chevelle is a very underrated band, and I've grown used to them over the years. I mean, their new album was fairly average, but from what I listened to with this one, I think this was a very strong one. And Vena Sera, like I said, will go down as one of my favorite albums in the late 2000s. So, it was very strong. And yeah, 10 out of 10, a perfect score for Chevelle, Vena Sera. I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday album review tonight. I will have more reviews when I get a chance to get around to them, but until then, hope you enjoyed this Tuesday album review tonight, and you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.